Hey there, this is my first video. I'm installing some Nerf bars onto my truck. Figured that this time I'd actually just do a video of it just to show you how to do it. So this is a 2021 Silverado 1500 V8. It's a double cab. It's not the crew cab. So it's the it's just like the full door and the half door double cab. I was trying to look on other YouTube videos to install these things, but there wasn't any. They were all the crew cab sizes. So I figured, well, let me just go ahead and do a video of it myself about the installation of it. Pretty simple. I can put in the comment the section below where I got this Raptor bars, or 4-inch bars, and as you can see, they got the 3 brackets on there, 1, 2, 3. On there that hold on to place, and so far it works really good. I got this done on my driver's side. Last time I did, I ran out of daylight, so I just said, well, I'll just hold off onto the second side, which is good because now I can show you how to do it. Again, I forgot that I wanted to do a video on it, so I've already got 2 of the brackets into place on the other side, but that's okay. I got a third one, and I think we can take it from there. First thing I want to do though is go over the packaging. So I got one of the bars still in the box right there, and some of the hardware. Real quick, I want to point out that the instructions that it comes with, and they're actually not too bad of instructions on here. It tells you know, what parts it comes with, which is pretty standard. Get some light in there. Again, the pieces and the brackets, the tools that you're going to need. Now, it's funny, I want to point out real quick here, it says you're going to need a 13 millimeter socket. Well, when I pulled out the 13 millimeter socket, it was too small. So I realized I had to go to a 14 millimeter socket, and it works perfectly. So you might have to play with it a little bit and find out, you know, exactly if that's the size works for you. Just go ahead and grab the bolt and grab a socket, and there you go. Should be able to grab it from there. The only thing is I don't have is one of the torque wrench, which allows for this type of bolt in there. Thankfully, I happen to have a piece, so I'm gonna have to tighten it by hand. Later on, I'll try to find a ratchet extension that allows me to use that piece to tighten it up tighter. But for the most part, I got it pretty tight. Just to show you what I mean, there's one of the bolts that has these little, if I get a good extension, yeah, so this type of adapter you would need to tighten that down. I don't have that. I have the piece that goes in there, but I just don't have like a wrench for it. I got that screwdriver type that allows me to put that piece in there and tighten it by hand, but I would rather have like a wrench to make it a little bit tighter. So if you have one of those, just make sure you have that handy, and of course you have to just check out the sizes, what fits. Thankfully, I just happen to have it. Other than that, it comes with the all the bolts, washers that you're going to need. Thankfully, it does come with it. And what I also was impressed about, this is again with the Raptor Nerf bars, Raptor series that came in the mail. I like the way that the brackets that go underneath the car. You see, here's one of the brackets I haven't installed yet, are labeled, and that made it so much easier for me. As you can see, this one here shows, this one says passenger side center bracket, which is awesome because then that eliminates any confusion. And the other ones here that I already put in as well. See, this one says passenger side rear bracket. And then of course the other one had, which I've already had installed into place, passenger side front bracket. So, and same thing with the driver's side. It had the same labels on there as well. So it made it so much easier to decide which one where it goes. All right, so I got my tools. I got my socket in place. Let's go look under the car and see what I've done so far. All right, I'm underneath the car, and again, I do apologize. We started to mount these brackets, and I realized, oh shoot, I need to make my video of it. So I've already got most of it already in place. But the good news is that it's actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. So it's not too hard to figure out, once, especially since everything is labeled and if you have the right tools for it. So where you start with is you can grab the, well, first of all, the instructions tell you got to pop out little, whatever you call these little stop gaps that are in there. You just grab a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. There's another little prong thing that's kind of like a little fork type thing that sometimes, if you have that, gets in there, and then you just work it out, you know. They're not that hard. I got my fingernail underneath there now, and with just a little bit of work, careful not to slice yourself if you use a screwdriver, and just work them out. They just pop right out, and you just throw them away. Actually, with this one and the one right here, this once you get out a certain way, then actually just twists off from there. Your car may just pop it all together, but other than that, that's pretty simple. Just pop those things out. You want to space them. Of course, you should have plenty of them. I have this here. Pop these out. Moving over here. Obviously, there's the front bracket. The one I should show you is the rear bracket. Here's the front of the car, my truck rather. So I pop the brackets out. These are the ones you'll just ignore. Maybe one day you'll use it for something else. There's also these little other adapters here, and we're not going to use these at all. But there's a bunch of them here, which I think is really cool, and it looks like it's meant for other adaptions. So hopefully one day you'll be able to figure that out. But for the bracket wise, there's only going to be 3. So we got this one. I got one here where I already took out the took out the adapters for. So I'm going to do that. But that's my center one. But this one is an extra one that we're actually showing you about here. We're not going to use those, but we're going to use the rear one. If it was maybe for a double cab, the extended bed, then you would use 4 brackets. It probably went here, and then the one at the end. But since mine is the double cab, not the full-size 4-door crew cabs, we won't need that one. So okay, so basically that's it. As you can see, you just mount those in place. So let's go ahead and put in the center one here. Alright, don't exactly have anything to hold my phone with, so I'm just going to have to put it down, and hopefully you can see it well enough, but it's pretty easy to do, which I'm surprised. You know, I spent about $250 on this Nerf bar system I ordered online. Got it within a few days, and I'll tell you, the dealership wanted to do the same thing for $500 installed. And I'm thinking, well, let me just try it myself, and shoot, I'm glad I did, because this is real simple. It'll save me another $250 on labor, which, you know, I can just do this myself, actually. Okay, so anyways, here's the bracket. As you can see, it's shaped pretty well. So there's the foot of where the bar is going to go on, and then of course these two part up on the top. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but again, since it told me which side this has to be on, this is the center one. It goes right into place too, so you really can't screw it up. It's right there. So I'm going to put a bolt there. I'm going to put a bolt there, and it's just going to screw right in. That's really it. So I got the little bolts here, got the flat washer on there, got a lock washer, it's in there. Again, it's all supplied by the company, and it's literally, that's it. It's going to screw right in there, and it's going to screw right in. So when you're tightening them into place, of course, you're going to do them at kind of at the same time. I'm going to put one in, turn a little bit to most of the way down, but before I tighten it, you're going to start tightening the other one, and then you know, just as they adjust into place, then you go for a full tight, but you don't tighten them immediately right away until they're both into place. All right, let's see if we can get this thing put on. Sorry if it's not a good camera angle, but again, I don't have a stand for my phone. I don't normally make videos, so hopefully you can see it. It's pretty straightforward, so you can pretty much fast forward your phone on the video on this if you want. It's, you know, not rocket science. The threads were in the holes here already in place. As you can see, for the moment, I'm just hand tightening them. Done. All right. Got them in place. Nice and tight. Got them in place. Nice and tight. All right. Feels good. Time to put the bar on. All right. Next step here is I got these. It comes with these gaskets. Little rubber piece of gaskets that's going to go give the cushion between the bar and the brackets that are on there. So I guess you don't have, like, when you attach the bar onto the brackets, it's not metal against metal. So you got these little rubber gaskets that are going to go in between. It's a little tricky because it's not exactly stick into place. So you're just going to place them on there and then put the bar on top. And of course they're going to slide out, you know, here and there, but we'll make it work. So again, the gaskets, oops, where you go? So they have the long piece and the short piece. So obviously with the gaskets, you're going to just go like that. Obviously the long piece is going to go over the air, and then the hole's in place. So, you know, pretty elementary. Do one for each side. There we go. And again, that just creates a cushion, so it's not exactly metal against metal when you put the bar down. Look at the bar. Now with this bar, you know, you kind of did it correctly and placing the brackets underneath the truck, because you see the spacing. This is the front, this is the center, and you can just eyeball it, but you can see the spacing between these two, and then this one is a much longer spacing to the last one. So if you're having no trouble deciding where to put the brackets underneath the truck, it's not that hard to figure out. But I showed you that one where I did not install the bracket. Obviously that was the longer part, so I gotta say, so there you go. So these two are the closer ones. You're gonna skip one in the middle and then just put one in the end. You have no choice because that's how it is on the on there. I guess if you put the center bracket in the wrong area, you have to just unscrew it and put it back to where it's supposed to be. Again, not that hard. Even if you screw it up, it's not that hard to fix. But you can tell by the bar, obviously, because it's already marked on there. I wish I can space this out better. But be really helpful actually if you had another person that can hold the bar into place for you, make sure it's in place while you're underneath it. But it's just me at the moment, so gotta make do. Now unfortunately the instructions don't exactly give you the size of a hex bolt you're going to need on there. Thankfully I just happen to have it. I just had to grab the bolt and try out a few of these puppies, found out the size that fits appropriately. So it's just, sometimes instructions are good, sometimes so let's get under the car. Alright, so this might get a little tricky. Not rocket science, but trying to, hopefully it focuses here, but now I gotta try to align the holes in there. Hopefully I can do this without dropping the thing on me. So I think that's pretty well there. So as long as you can see it through there, and then you're just gonna go ahead and tighten them into place. I'm gonna put, like I did with the others, I'm gonna put the bolts in, start screwing them into place, but leaving it loose, because then I gotta go do the other two, and then when I have them all into place, when I have them all into place, then I'll go ahead and tighten it all down. But for now we're just gonna line those up. Okay, now I tested this before I put the bolts on. The bolts do fit into the holes properly, they do screw in properly, everything. So the problem I'm gonna have here, it's gonna be a little tricky, is that this is not going to give, there's not a lot of play area, so you have to make sure they're aligned just right. One's going to go in probably pretty simple enough, but again, if it's not aligned just right, ironically enough, the second hole, the bolt may give you trouble because it's sort of brushing up against the other one, so it's going to be really tight. But if you get it aligned up pretty good, this one's going in okay, it's by itself, but I have a feeling the other one's going to give me a little trouble. So I'm going to find out in a minute here. Sorry, it's really close up. Again, I don't have a thing for my phone here. So I'm holding the phone with one hand and doing this with the other. The last one I was doing, actually seems to be working pretty good. All right, good. I'm doing the center one because it's in the center, and I think doing the end ones that'd be easier. So I'm just gonna hand tighten it as best my fingers that can do. Sometimes coming in okay. I'm way off here. Sorry. Again, this is my first video, so bear with me there. All right. Yeah. All right. So I got the two center ones in place under the bracket. Got the gasket, rubber gasket in there. As you can see, they're kind of like sitting on each other a little bit. So I'm going to tighten this one first and then this one, but other than that, it looks like they're in place pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the other two now. Okay, that's the front. We did the center. Just got one more to go, the rear. All right, and there you go. Put in once it's screwed underneath in place, there it is, ready to go. Wasn't that hard? Just screwed in the brackets into place, screwed in the bar sits right on top, and yeah, it is good to go. This particular bar holds up to 500 pounds. There was a cheaper version that can hold up to 300 pounds, but I said, well, you know me, I'm close to 300 pounds as it is. Not that big, thankfully, about 250-ish. But anyways, I figured, well, let me just go ahead and do the heavier version. So, just in case, because you never know. Anyways, step back a little bit so you can see what it looks like. And I think it adds a nice touch to it. Obviously, different colors, different styles, but I just like the all black version on it. But it is good to go. Now, my aunt, who's in her 70s, is a little shorter than me. I'm 6'3", so I don't typically need the bar, but then I got my aunt and then my girlfriend. So anyways, there it is. Thank you for listening. Hit the like button, and we'll see you in the next video.